Hi everyone, thanks for joining me on this episode. I am super excited because I have an old friend of mine, an amazing friend of mine from way back. She's an entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur. She's a worshiper, she's a singer, she's she's so many things. When you talk about strength, I'm someone who has gone through so much. This woman just embodies everything. She embodies grace, wisdom. When you talk about wisdom, please, I drop my hat for this woman. In fact, on another level. But seriously, I have no other person than the beautiful, the amazing, talented, gifted, wonderful Ngozi Akindele George.
Yes,
Ngozi,
oh,
thank you so much for joining
thank you.
me
Thank you for having
on
me.
the Journey Amplified. I forgot to add
Thank you.
to her profile that Ngozi is an author.
Thank
She recently just authored her first book, Moving and Not Losing Yourself. And this is a book centered around relocation, about challenges that people who relocate face, things that they should do. It's so insightful. Like, even people that don't plan to relocate, I recommend this book for everyone. It's currently on Amazon. The link will be in the bio so that you can always reach out if you want to buy the book, whichever way. That is something that, and she's talking from experience. She's speaking from a place of depth. I feel like I'm speaking so much. I should leave the floor open and just allow amazing Ngozi to join us and share. Ngozi, you're welcome. And thanks once again for being here.
thank you so much. Like I always say, Oremi. Thank you.
Yes, so. And
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
yeah,
it's a
when you
great
said
privilege.
Oremi, yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, it's a great privilege to be here, and it's been long coming. I was just sharing with you so many years ago when we would go for Daystar Excellent Leadership Conference, and then we would sit down in front of all those speakers, and I just said, "Damn, one day
Hmm.
we will be on this side," and here we are. So it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me,
Thank you.
and I'm not taking
And
it for granted. Thank you.
thank you too for being here because you are such an inspiration. When I first saw your post about the book launch, I was like, wow, that's okay. I mean, you've taken the step further to not just experience and share some of your thoughts, but to actually put these things into action, put the book together. It's a lot of work, and I celebrate you. I celebrate the woman that you are. Thank you for sharing your experiences and for providing that insight for as many people that will come in contact with it.
Thank you. Thank you so
All
much.
right. So Ngozi, and by the way, Ngozi currently lives in New York, the big bubbling city of New York
The most
in the
craziest on
United
earth.
States. I know, right? The most bubbling city in the United States. Wow. And I remember when Ngozi was leaving Nigeria in 2017, back then. And I remember we used to attend fellowship together. And one of the questions somebody mentioned was that, what's wrong with all of you? Where are you going? Or why are you planning to leave? At that time, what do you think? What did you see? Because now, for those of us that have been out of the country for a couple of years, people ask. At least I've had a couple of questions where people say, "How did you guys know? How did you know when to leave?" For
Hmm.
you, what was it like? And because you had an established business, you and your husband had business, you guys were doing well. It wasn't like things weren't working well. Things were working well for you, but you decided to let go of everything and then embark on an entirely new journey. What was it like? Why?
Um, I would say that 2017. No, I think these whole things started in 2014 when we had our first experience of traveling out of the country, and it was to Dubai. And when we visited Dubai, it was like, these people don't pray. They don't have churches on the streets, and everything is working. there must be something wrong with our system. So that was like an eye opener. And then, the opportunity came. And to be honest, if anybody had told me in 2014 that I would be living here, I'll tell them it's a lie. Because I was 100% in Nigeria. I believed in Nigeria. I believed in what we have, and I believed in who we are, because we are very tenacious. And living here now for the past for a couple of years now, I see it in us. That's who we are, no matter where we go. So at that time, it was just, I think it was, I would say, leading. Because if anybody is going to move, I would say you should pray. It might look like a cliche. It might look like, I beg you, it's not, I just want to be, I just want to be real. So somebody might just say, I beg this, that. But when you're doing something not out of desperation, you will hear God. When you're doing things not out of desperation, you will hear what God is saying. But if you're doing it out of desperation, or out of that's what is reigning now, then you might be doing it at the wrong time. It's not as if God will not make it happen, but the timing might not be right. So I feel for us at that time, I feel that was the right timing. I won't lie, I remembered vividly, I prayed because I was scared. I prayed because I said, God, if you will not go with us, please don't let us go. I prayed, I fasted, and one of the scriptures that God gave us, I shared it in the book. One of the scriptures God gave us was, I will make every crooked path straight. I will go ahead of you and make every crooked path straight. It didn't sound like it, but I will tell you, he did. He actually did make those crooked paths straight.
When you said that scripture, I just had goosebumps, because we had that same scripture as well. And ours actually came after I had attended a conference, a women's conference, and the speaker at the time said not everybody can leave the country. That all of you are saying Nigeria is not good, and you're all going and everything. That who are the people that, she was just bringing in different perspective into the thing. And it just made me question that, are we really doing the right thing? Are we really, taking the right step? And I prayed about it, and I was also led to that scripture. But yeah, I'll come back to that, because we spoke about desperation and taking steps when you are desperate. So I recall that in your book, you spoke a bit about this. You spoke about a couple of things, the steps that one needs to take and all. What made you write that book? What was the inspiration to write the book in the first place?
Okay, I think in the introduction of the book, I put down that it came from itself a place of rediscovery. And I will tell you, I don't know who you are. I don't know how mighty you think you are in Nigeria. When you come here, you are starting from ground zero, because it's a different system. And then you need to understand what works and how the system can work for you. I made a lot of mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes. I got my fingers burnt, and I used to beat myself. But one day I woke up, I said, that's my success story. So writing that book is like an handbook. It's like an handbook. And it came from a place of rediscovery. And everybody back in Nigeria know me as, because he's, fire, tough, this, that, that kind of a thing. And coming down here, I was beaten to ground zero. Hey, Jesus Christ. That fire Ngozi was nowhere to be found. I was looking for that tough Ngozi. I was looking for that um that Ngozi that can stand anything. The Ngozi that was not afraid. The Ngozi that can face anything. But the system took it away from me. Because the first thing you are looking for is survival. And when I mean survival, you're talking about feeding, you're talking about accommodation, you're talking about clothing. Those are the basic things of life. That's the first thing that you're trying to settle. That's the first thing you're trying to find a way to keep it moving.
Yeah.
And like I would say, I don't know if I'm permitted to speak Yoruba.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kashirimatu. You know, so that's the first thing you are trying.
So that our secrets will not
be exposed, like you will not be put to shame. Like you will not be put to shame.
Yeah, you will not be put to shame.
Yeah, so it came from a place of rebirth. A place of somebody that was, you know, you were here and then you came down and then you're trying to come back up to where you were, and if possible surpass that level. So it came from a place of rediscovery. Though I've been like, how much of details do I want to give? That was my number one thing. But I said, no matter what you give, somebody is still going to learn. Yeah. Why not just do it? You know, it's not. I remember that. I can't remember which of the fathers of the gospel that has. I think it was Bishop Benson in the hotel that said he did an altar call, and then it was just one person that came out for that altar call. You know, and I think that person is Adeboye. I'm not 100%.
One of the.
Yeah. So at the back of my mind, I said, even if it's just one person, even if it's just one person that is going to get something out from the book. So the summary of it is, it came from a place of rediscovery. Like Ngozi, who are you? You are truly, who are you? The system has a way of subjecting you to.
And you know, what you are saying, it's so profound, because you know, on the internet these days now, I think a lot of people are sharing their stories. People living abroad are sharing their stories, and people are sharing their vulnerabilities, their struggles, what they are going through, living away from Nigeria or whatever country it is that they have left. And I remember I shared on my platform, I think about 3 weeks ago or so, shortly, a few weeks after you launched your book, and I saw this post that went viral of somebody saying that, why is it that Black people, whenever you people leave the shores of your country, everything just leaves you. You just start claiming, you start saying mental health, mental struggle, mental this, mental that you people are strong, that Black people, we are strong, we have the strength. That why is it that whenever the moment you just cross the Atlantic Ocean, you people just let go of everything. You now start saying mental this, mental that. And I came out to say something that, listen, what you were familiar with your foundation or with the environment, wherever it is that you're coming to. That replanting yourself in a new environment is entirely different. What do you have to say about that? Because I felt like, hello, am I the only one in this place? Or maybe I'm not spiritual again, because I'm believing that you have to be strong and you can experience this. What are your thoughts?
You know, I said earlier that I don't know who you are. I don't know how big you think you are.
Yeah.
The system will crush you. So I myself, I don't know what was mental health issues. I didn't know what was mental health. Even when I was going through, I didn't know what was mental. It's just recently I started sharing. The first place I shared about my mental health journey was when I was given an opportunity in my church to lead a worship for 1 hour. And I shared my mental health experience while I was worshiping. See, like you said, Africans are naturally community people. We are built in a community. We are used to a community. Because everywhere we step, we have somebody that knows somebody that we know, that we will greet. Hey, how are you? That brings life to us. The drama, the chaos, everything gives us life. Everything gives us meaning. And imagine, it is, would I say it is easier on the king? But imagine uprooting yourself where you have lived for 30-something years of your life. And they're going to plant you. You went to plant yourself. They did not, because they did not send you a message. You went to plant yourself in a new place. Your next door neighbor, you don't even know what is their name. That's what you've been used to for 30-something of years of your life. You don't have to. You go to work, you don't have to make friends at work.
Yeah.
They tell you don't make friends at work. There is no besties at work. So you are a loner. There is nobody you want to express your feelings to. Man, I don't know who you are. It will eat you, it will eat that person up.
Yeah.
I don't know who that. So mental health is not something that happens immediately. It's a gradual thing.
Yeah.
Because when you're not able to express yourself, so what it is you are soaking up those emotions.
Yeah.
You are soaking it up. It is becoming solid. By the time it solidifies, that's it.
Yeah.
But we back home we have an outlet. Somebody can suddenly come and knock on your door. Who is at home? Those little gist. You don't have to tell them what you're going through. But the fact that you have that, there's laughter in the room.
Yeah.
You guys are saying something. Look at when back home then. We meet at house fellowship. We had a women's meeting that we all come and pray. That was an outlet for everybody to relieve stress. Here, you don't have to. You have to soak everything up, and then by the time it solidifies, that's when you hear somebody say they are depressed. They are depressed. My mental health is so. Every little thing that comes begins to irritate you. Because there's nowhere for you to express the anger, the emotions, even your joy. There is nowhere to express your joy. So let's not even talk about the negative
aspect. That's true, because you can't shout. You can't shout anyhow. We shout. There's something that we used to say whenever we see ourselves. Imagine we see each other now. We haven't seen each other in over 7 years. The day we see, wherever we are at the airport, they will know that day because they scream.
So even the joy. Let's not talk about the sadness aspect of it. You can't even express your joy. And everybody you meet here are at different level. So you don't know if you have to share your joy with them. How are they going to be happy for you? Or you have to share the sad parts. How are they going to accept it? Recently I shared a post on my Instagram about 3 types of friendship. Friendship for a reason, friendship for a season, and friendship for a lifetime. Let me just keep it there. That's another discussion for another day. So it's everything is, you just have to learn to live again. I think that's what it is.
I really love that. Learn to live again. So keep an open mind about, you know what, I'm starting afresh, I'm starting all over again. I just have to learn. And it's learning on every level. I really love that. I want to move, I want that to take us into one huge part that really touches my heart, that you spoke about a lot, and it's about the part of relationships, marriages. How do we speak about learning to, because we are talking about, okay, let's talk about marriages now, for couples rather. Um, Couples have, maybe some couples had lived a certain number of years in whatever country they were living in before they came into Canada, US, Australia, UK, wherever it is that they are. And now you are saying learn. For somebody that has been married to their spouse for 10 years or for 8 years or 5 years, what are they learning? They've already learned to live together again. What do you want to say about that? Yeah.
Okay, I had the opportunity of speaking to some young ladies recently, and they were like, one said, I want a dark, handsome, kinikon, kinikon. And I smiled. I said, beyond that, what else?
Hmm.
I remember when we were getting married, the counseling was strong. Those were I'm not saying that it's not everybody that went through counseling have a good marriage. No, life happens.
Yeah.
The counseling was strong, and it gave us an eye opener.
Mm-hmm.
Some relationship did not make it to the end of the counseling. So having the privilege of being married in Nigeria and then having the opportunity of enjoying both sides, both of you individually, my conclusion is, are you a good person? Are you personally a good person? A lot of marriages in Nigeria would not last. You know why? Because if you leave those individuals by themselves, they can't coexist by themselves. One of the things that help marriages in Nigeria is the distractions. Is the fact that there are too many external factors. So it doesn't allow you to see flaws that you are supposed to see. It doesn't amplify those flaws. It doesn't it makes it look normal. What is abnormal, it makes it look normal. Because by the time you are sharing, so people don't take time to know who they truly are and who they want to be with. A lot of our decisions, or a lot of decisions that we make, are assisted decisions. I remember recently we threw a joke, me and you, that if at this age, don't let them hear it too. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
You remember?
I do.
So let's leave it like that.
I know what you're
Let's
talking
leave it
about. Yeah.
So when people now move over to this side, there is a way things are done. Back home, we had all the help. So the man doesn't have to enter the kitchen to cook. It's a big deal for him to go into the kitchen and warm up what he wants to eat. Is it that he's hungry? It's the one that is hungry. But we can't fault it too, because we have the resources, we have the well-to-do to employ those domestic staffs that assist and all of those things. And then when people come here, they expect the woman to do the same thing. Abba! Make it make sense. No. But I think that at that point, communication is key. communication is key. And that's why I said that you yourself, are you a good person? Because if Bible says that if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? How has your relationship been before your relocation? No, somebody said, everybody say marry your friend, marry your friend. I didn't marry my enemy when we were getting married.
Exactly.
It wasn't my enemy I married. So if you keep telling marry your friend, I did not marry my enemy. The person I married was my friend. But is the person a good person? Does the person have a conscience? Does the person have the fear of God? Is the person reasonable? Is he considerate? Does he have a good heart? Having said that, I feel like a lot of couples need to unlearn whatever they have had before. And I tell people, when the Bible says that one will chase 1,000, two will chase 10,000, this is where it's applicable. So if you really want to go far with no selfish interest, with no wrong motive, you need to work as a team, not as competitors, but as a team. So you need to unlearn, because that formula you had before is not gonna work. Let me use my it's not applicable. Honestly, it's not applicable. It's not something. It's very chaotic. Let me give you an example. Let's assume back home, yourself and Shegun had a 9-to-5 job, and you had help around the house. I wasn't doing a 9-to-5 job. I was my own boss. My husband does a 9-to-5, so I was the house manager. I had a help. I had somebody that come and clean. So I was able to delegate some of the chores. But here, if they give me all those work, I will do it now, because they make a lot of money. And that's what people need to understand, that there is dignity in labor.
It's true. And I think that's actually something that we need to amplify very much. The fact that there is dignity in labor. Part of the things that stress people, like I read sometimes on blogs where they say that, for people that come here, they just lie to you that there are jobs, or that there are no jobs, that people can't do jobs. And it goes back to part of what you're talking about unlearning. Because we come into foreign countries and we want to do the exact same thing that we were doing back home in our countries. And because we had a culture of, you have to be doing a white collar job. All those blue collar jobs that can't be found. I can't hear that.
Can I shock you that the blue collar jobs pay more than the white collar?
They pay more. Absolutely.
Oh my God. The blue collar jobs pay more than the white collar job. The white collar job, your income is pegged.
Yeah.
Your income is pegged. And the only thing is because there is job security.
Yeah.
Other than that, the blue collar jobs, the first day, what happened? My old car had an issue, and then I went to the mechanic workshop to fix it. That was the day I said, Amy, see my bungalow car.
How much thousands did you pay? Or hundreds of dollars?
The blue collar person will collect you that you're doing white collar job, your salary for 1 week.
Yeah.
Your salary for 1 week is what they will use and fix your car.
Yeah. And that's their labor cost too. They are not adding.
It's not the parts, so
anything else. Yeah.
They will tell you go and buy your parts.
Yeah.
They will tell you go to eBay, go to Amazon, go and buy the parts. My labor. is $500, is $600, is $1,500. That's a blue collar job.
Yeah.
So if you, my advice to anybody, one of the things I wish, but it's okay, it's fine now, is that I could do something with my hands. Oh my goodness, those people make a kill of money.
Yeah.
So we let's just stop living the fake life, and let's stop misinforming people.
Yeah, I really love that.
There's a lot of
misinforming people. Yeah, misinformation. It's true.
A lot of
You know, this thing that you're saying, Ngozi, to be honest, I think we've all been there, because I was just thinking back as we were preparing towards this. I was thinking back about my own experience before we arrived, and how I used to daydream about living in the Western world or living in Canada, that when we move, and because that is the picture that is painted in movies, on TV, in the media. And so we see that. And most of the blogs, now when people come out to give the reality, you hear people say that, oh, please, it's enough, we're still going to come. Nobody is saying don't come. But it's important that you know these things.
Reduce your expectation
ahead. Exactly, reduce your expectations. Yes.
Because the thing is, you might come with like, once I come, I will start working. You might not work for 6 months.
Sure.
And it's because you are coming with the mindset of, I can't do this job. I can't do this job. When I came, I did as long as I was not stealing. Everything I did. I was a sales girl. I worked in the store where they were selling hair. When they come, I'm like, you need any help? You need any help? How can I help you? Oh, you want this one? At some point, when I think I'll be hearing $10.99, $5.99 my dream. But you know,
you were the any help.
Hey, now I was the any help. Yes. Hey, Jesus. As long as I was making money, I didn't care. So we need to crush down a lot of ideologies. Don't get me wrong. There is progress. There is growth. Nigeria is, the more you look, the less you see. But if you are tenacious and keep telling yourself that where you are is not the bus stop.
Yeah.
So one of the words I tell myself then is enjoy where you are on your way to where you're going. Because I even where I am currently is not where I want to be. No, it's not.
But you are not where you used to be.
But I'm not where I used to be.
Which talks about the growth that you are talking about. Yeah.
So there is you can see the growth. And growth means different things to different people. Some people, they want to show off their growth back home. So growth is different things to different people.
Yeah.
So to me, my growth, you have to first of all change who you are.
Yeah.
Change your mindset, change your thinking, change your perception. And understand your environment. And in the midst of understanding your environment, be deliberate and be intentional about, be your own competition. Because like I said, everybody here you are meeting around this age of your life, in this age bracket is, I'm sorry to use the word, is artificial. Because we are all at that age where we are like, what have I achieved?
Yeah.
No,
we're trying to put out our best selves out. Yeah.
Nobody cries on social media.
In public, no.
The people that cry in public, they know what they are crying for. But if the real cry, the real cry, nobody does it on social media. Nobody.
That's so deep. Before we round up, I want to talk about parenting because I know that you touched on that aspect as well. And I recall that there was also a movement that was done in your city where you live, where you were a part of, with part of the school system and with parenting because what I saw you do, I thought about it is not something that we do back home or that we'll have reason to do from back home. And I realized that I think there is a lot more intentionality in parenting. And I know that you address some of that in your book.
Yeah, so parenting is a big deal, and I live in a very big city that I'm just like a pin in the midst of how would I don't millions.
Yeah.
But I want to say this with boldness that nothing came out of it. Because they are still reading the book. But do you know what it did to my daughter? And that's what matters.
Yeah.
Is my mommy would not take nonsense. That's all I needed. And it made it so that her friends in school are like, oh, your mommy doesn't take nonsense. Your mommy is outspoken. Your mommy is bold. So for a child, it's like my mom stood up for me when she needed to stand up.
Yeah, she protected me.
Yes.
Yeah, because what you did was protecting a child from that exposure.
So, to me, that was a success. It's not about did they stop it, did they not stop it, but to the child or to the children that were involved, to the children that their parents spoke up. It told them something, because I wasn't the only parent that was there. It said something. It did. There is this format it has put in the mind of those kids that if tomorrow they find themselves in political positions, they will make reference to that day. And those videos, posterity will always speak. So I was sharing with I was sharing with somebody during the week. I said, you can't control this generation. I'm sorry.
Why are you pouring sand on Nabi? Adding fuel to the fire now.
Everything is in their face.
Yeah.
How many do you want to control?
Right. Yeah.
If you collect their phone, they have friends that are feeding themselves on it. They will come to class and they will share it. So live your reality. You can't. There is nothing we can do, but there is something we can do. One of the things that helped us is that our parents were always talking. But my generation is lazy. My generation is lazy. Our parents were always praying. They were always talking. The screamings, the shoutings, those voices, it's not as if, oh, we did not do the things that they were doing. We did them. And as a matter of fact, we did those things our parents did not know. We were hypocritical because that was how they taught us. But this generation is outspoken.
Yeah.
They don't hide it.
Yeah.
So if they are telling you, why are we not correcting them? They didn't give us opportunity to express ourselves.
Mm.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
And then we turned out well.
Yeah.
These ones, they are seeing it. They are telling you, they are communicating with you. But there is no time. My daughter was telling her cousin, we were in the car the day before, on Thursday, and you know, her cousin is far older than she is. Her cousin is 22, she's 12 going to 13. And she's like, oh, my mom, when she's talking, she will say it in Yoruba and then say it in English again, as if I did not hear the first time. So when she was now telling her cousin those extra, her cousin had said, that's what my mom does too. They will make it look as if you don't hear what they are saying. But you heard them the first time, and then they expect you to stand up immediately. Yes, that's how we were brought up. As the thing is finishing like this, take action.
Exactly.
So she was like, they will not even give you 5 seconds. They will just expect you to shout. I said, yes. I was in the car, I was laughing out myself. I said, Jesus, this girl has a note to compare now. So we are lazy. We don't pray. We don't pray for our kids. We are too busy. We are too busy. And I understand that's what the economy, has given to us, especially we that relocated. That's what we have to deal with. We look for time. We don't see the time. And then the children are the ones suffering for the decisions that we have taken. So we have to be, I would say, one of the things that I did, and I think I shared it in my book too, that there are different stages you are in the life of your children. I need people to go and get that book. There's a time that you are their friend, and there's a time that you are their coach. Don't mix it up. Don't mix up the season. Life is about season. Life is about season. And when you don't wear the appropriate outfit for a particular season, you would know what you have done to yourself.
Yeah, you look odd, and you don't feel comfortable or confident. Yeah.
So life is about that's the summary of everything I would say. That life is about season. And when I said I worked in the store when I first came, and the people I worked with were Koreans. These people, they have lived here donkey years, but they never forgot their language.
Their culture. Their culture is a part of them.
I
think mainly Asians are like that.
What?
I said mainly Asians are like that, because even the Indians also.
The Bangladesh, everybody, they stick to their
culture. Their culture.
We Africans that want to westernize ourselves. But what we don't know is that a time will come when these children will be looking for their roots. Because everybody wants to have a sense of belonging. They want to know, they want to identify with something.
Angie, I want to say something to that, because I always try to play, because I read a lot of comments in comment sections and all, and I'm already thinking with what you said that someone is already saying, so why did you go there? Why did you take your children there? If you know you wanted to preserve your culture and everything, why did you go there? You should have stayed where your culture is. What do you want to say?
Okay, so why did you go there? I went there to change the trajectory of my generation, but not losing myself in the bid for changing the trajectory of my generation.
I love that. And I think that addresses the book that you wrote, actually. Relocating but not losing yourself. I don't want to give too much, because I want to create that, that desire to want more and to learn more. And we're saying it the other day, that they said that there's a thing that if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book. And there is so much inside that book. I just love it because we just really hit, and that's the essence of us amplifying your journey and talking about this, about the fact that you can relocate without losing yourself. Because there is so much to this. If we continue to talk about, or if we talk about every chapter in the book, or talk about every topic in the book, we probably won't end this show.
I just wanted to say something. Something just came to my mind.
Yeah.
Relocation is not something that has started, just started. In the days of Abraham, they moved. Jacob moved. But did they lose themselves? They did not. They didn't forget who they were.
No.
Even look at when Moses' mother took him and said, let them raise you up in Pharaoh's house so that they don't kill you. He lived 40 years. He still did not forget that he's an Israelite. So why would you... Moving is something that happens. But it doesn't mean that we should forget who we truly are. It doesn't mean that we should forget. We should all preserve our cultures. There was a day I was walking on the road and I was speaking Yoruba, and the guy said, I'm going to go back to your F country. I could see an angry man who is angry that I came from somewhere and he didn't come from somewhere. It's not today.
To relate to. He has,
there's no way.
Yeah, there's no substance to his background or to their background, and so there's still that bitterness, that anger.
Of where am I from? Who am I? Where am I? That's why people are doing this ancestral tests now.
Exactly, and people are paying for it.
And they are paying for it. What should have been preserved? I tell my husband and myself that one of the mistakes that we did, we were like, our native language is vernacular. Who sold that?
Then we didn't understand them. Then if you spoke your native language, you were probably local or you weren't in town.
So you go around all these Koreans, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and you hear them speak, and you hear the Mexicans are very good at that thing. I don't know how educated that Mexican is, though. They speak their language, and you are thrilled that the kids respond. There are some parents that have been here donkey years, they cannot still speak that English. It's a culture thing. We need to preserve our culture. We need to. Now, Nigeria is Afrobeat that is bringing us out. Everybody wants to identify. If I carry my food to the office, everybody's like, "Oh, Miss George, can I have a taste? Oh, can I taste this? Is that jollof rice? Is that?" Let me end with this. You know that we slice plantain like this, right?
Yeah.
And then we also cut them in cubes.
Yeah.
Does that make any difference to you?
In terms of the taste, or yes, well, it identifies because I can relate to it, because, for example, I know Jamaicans slice theirs straight, so it comes out in circles instead of oval, but it's different from the way we do it as Nigerians.
You know that the fact that we cut plantain in cubes fascinates people.
Oh wow!
I didn't know. I just recently, I'm like, it's the same way. It's like, oh, that tastes better. There is no difference. That's culture.
Yeah.
There is no difference. So anytime my colleagues see me with that cube, they want to eat my plantain.
They want to have some, because it tastes different.
But if I cut it like this, like, no, I don't like that. I want the cube one. Miss George, when are you doing the cube one? It's no big deal. It's the same energy of slicing. It's the same thing.
Same thing, yeah. That's interesting. That's actually an interesting insight there. Yeah. And I think it's a conversation starter as well, and it's something that can also help us socialize. Wow, NG, as I fondly call you, you've shared so much, made me smile, made me think deeply, and as you said earlier, I really hope that this session will make a difference for someone, for somebody who is still thinking, should they relocate? What are the challenges that they will face if they relocate? For someone who is thinking, maybe I made a wrong decision, maybe I should go back home. For someone who is thinking, maybe I should leave my spouse, or if I should go back to my spouse or back to that relationship. I think you've shared a lot from your heart, from experiences, and I just really want to say thank you and really to say that I hope that this will meet someone at their point of need out there.
Amen.
I hope it will speak to someone. I hope it will address someone's burning issues, really, because there's just so much. And I just want to recommend that go out, read that book, Moving and Not Losing Yourself. You can apply it in any area of your life of moving and not losing yourself. NG, any final words?
Um, my final word. So let me give this to everyone that has made the move. This is my encouragement to you that you are the course breaker. You are the one that has changed the trajectory of your generation. If it's not working the way you expect, please don't give up on yourself. Because trust me, generations down the line, we say, my grandfather made the decision, my grandmother took the decision. You will become the hero that they will be celebrating. Please don't give up on yourself. Enjoy where you are on your way to where you're going. Thank you.
Amazing. Amazing. I love that. Hashtag enjoy where you are on the way to where you are going. NG, thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much
Always
for
such a
having
pleasure chatting with you.
me. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you so much. Right,
I
so
hope
let's
this will
bring
not be
in.
the last time, because the last time we spoke was 2 years ago. Before we catch up, like, but that's how it is. And then when we talk for hours.
We talk for hours. We make up for the lost time, for the lost hours.
Let's not be doing
We
that all the time. It's not good.
Okay, noted. Well, thank you so much, Angie. You've heard from her. I said it that she's a woman full of wisdom. If you have questions, don't hesitate to throw it in. We'll keep on checking. If you have any comments, just put that in. Suggestions on things that you want to bring up on the show, the things that you want to hear as an immigrant in diaspora, whatever it is that we want to share, or the things that you need insights to, and then we'll make it a point of duty to bring in people that can inspire us and that we can leverage their knowledge. Ngozi, appreciate you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.
You too.
Next time.
Bye. Yeah.